Nigeria faces one of its most unsettling military losses in recent history. A Nigerian army general, a top-ranking officer, reportedly captured and executed by ISWAP militants, a claim the military initially dismissed as fake, but one that has shaken the country to its core. Beyond the headlines lies a deeper story, a story of intelligent failures, of possible betrayal, of controversial policy to reintegrate repentant Boko Haram fighters, and the urgent question every Nigerian is asking is our country losing the war? The attack happened along the dangerous Damboa axis in Borno State. A routine patrol, a returning convoy, and then a sudden ambush. ISWAP fighters positioned strategically opened heavy fire on the convoy. In the chaos, the militants claimed they captured a senior officer, a brigadier general, alive. They released footage through their channels announcing he had been interrogated and executed. The Nigerian army in his game quickly pushed back, calling it fake, calling it misinformation. But as more details trickled out, eyewitnesses, leaked reports, and patterns of ISWAP propaganda, many Nigerians began to fear the worst. A top general falling in enemy's hand is not just a tactical loss, it is a psychological earthquake. Now, why is this incident a big deal? Let's be clear. In counter-insurgency warfare, the killing of a high-ranking officer is very rare. It sends a message to soldiers, to insurgents, and to the nations. Now, to the Nigerian army, we can reach your leadership. No one is safe. Now, to ISWAP fighters, the message is your momentum is growing fast. Keep pushing. And to Nigerians, the message is the war is far from over. Now, this single event threatens morale, raises suspicion about internal sabotage, and challenges the government's narrative that Boko Haram is technically defeated. Now, let's talk about the word that has been trending in security circles: betrayal. When a convoy is ambushed with such precision, when insurgents know exact routes and timing, people begin to ask, who told them? Who leaked the movement? Who betrayed the mission? These are relevant questions you should be asking. This is not the first time troops have reported being ambushed in ways that suggest insider information. Whether from informants in local communities, compromised security agents, or even reintegrated ex-militants, the fear of infiltration is real. And this brings us to one of Nigeria's most controversial policies. Under former President Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria introduced a program known as Operation Safe Corridor. It aimed to rehabilitate and reintegrate repentant Boko Haram fighters back into society, and in some cases, rumors spread that they will eventually join the military. The government repeatedly denied recruiting them into the army, but the narrative refused to die. To many Nigerians, the idea of placing former insurgents anywhere near the armed forces felt like planting a tickling time bomb. Whether true or not, perception matters, and today, after this killing, perception has turned into suspicion. People are asking, did someone inside help ISWAP? Did the reintegration policy open a door for infiltration? Was this ambush a result of betrayal? These questions may not have official answers yet, but they shape how Nigerians interpret the conflict. Now, to understand the magnitude of this incident, we need to understand ISWAP. This is not the Boko Haram of 2013. ISWAP is more organized, better trained, better armed, and more strategic. They tax communities, they govern, they move with drones, they carry out coordinated attacks on military bases. We've seen reports of multiple bases being overrun, troops calling for reinforcements that never come, ambushes carried out with frightening efficiency, and now they claim the capture and execution of a Nigerian general. This is a group that has evolved from ragtag extremists to a semi-structured insurgent army. The implications of these events go far beyond one tragic death. It questions the integrity of the entire security architecture in Nigeria. It exposes possible intelligence failures. It shows that the Northeast remains unstable despite years of military operations. It raises morale issues among troops who feel unsupported and overwhelmed at the moment. And it sends a message to the public that if the military is struggling at this level, what hope does the ordinary citizen have? This is not just a battlefield problem, it is a national security crisis. Should Nigeria accept international help? Yes, of course. Nigeria is not the first nation to battle insurgency. But one thing is clear, nations who succeed rarely do it alone. The Lake Chad Basin countries need deeper coordination. Intelligence sharing must be improved. Then the drone surveillance, satellite, logistics, training, and counter tactics. These are areas where global assistance can be a game changing. Nigeria must drop pride and embrace partnership, because when a general falls, the entire system must rethink itself. What can the Nigerian army do to prevent such attacks in the future? There are some steps that they can take to prevent such acts. One of such is trying to strengthen intelligence gathering. Now, sudden ambushes happen when insurgents know troop movement better than the military knows insurgent movement. The army must deepen human intelligence in communities, build trusted local informant networks, not just within themselves, and use drones for route surveillance before any convoy movement. Increase real-time communication also between ground patrols, bases, and intelligence units. Why do they have to do that? This is because insurgents usually ambush with insider information or pattern recognition. Intelligence must break that pattern. Number 2, randomize troop movement and avoid predictable routes. A major weakness in military operation is routine. Change patrol times, change convoy routes, change the size and composition of units, and avoid the same routes on the same days. Why? This is because when insurgents predict movement, ambush becomes easy. Number 3, use advanced teams before any convoy moves. An advanced team should sweep the route, scan for hidden positions and fresh attacks, clear all the blind spots, and cover near the road. And why must this be done? Most ambushes rely on surprises. Now the advanced team denies such surprise. Number 4, deploy armed escort drones before convoys. Small surveillance drones flying 3 to 5 minutes ahead of the convoy can spot enemy fighters. Why? Drones neutralize the elements of surprise and give commanders eyes ahead. Now, number 5, improve communication system. Every convoy should have encrypted radios, backup satellite communication, and a dedicated communication officer. Why is this important? It is important because ambushes become deadlier when soldiers cannot call for backup. Number 6, all senior officers must travel in heavily armored anti-bush vehicles which are equipped with automatic turret or mounted bullet-resistant escort vehicles. Why is this important? Because soft-skin vehicles are death traps in insurgent zones. For every route in the northeast, there must be a standby unit ready to deploy within 5 minutes of an emergency call. The killing of this Nigerian Army Brigadier General, General Uba, marks a turning point in this long war. It exposes weaknesses the country can no longer ignore. Imagine a general who controls thousands of soldiers became a victim of terrorist attack and propaganda. Whether or not betrayal was involved, Nigeria must adapt, regroup, and re-strategize. And most importantly, embrace every resource, every partnership, every tool that is needed to protect her citizens. This war is not just about the Northeast, it's about the soul of a country.